What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where I, Graham G.S. and Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network as well as on the USA Network. As today we're talking the latest episode of Miz and Mrs. Season 2, Episode 11, entitled Miz-ter Mom, M-I-Z-T-E-R Mom. So the episode aired on Thanksgiving, which I was a bit surprised by just because they took the week off from Total Bellas. I figured they would wait until next week to air the next episode, but apparently not. They aired it on Thanksgiving, and it was one of the better ones of the season so far. I thought this was a really good episode. A lot of involvement from Marjo, George, and a lot of other people, so I thought it was a very good episode overall. So it seems between the last episode and this one, and it's only been a week since they aired, but the last one took place when their second baby was born, that being Madison, in late 2019. This seems to kick off in early 2020, pre-pandemic, obviously. And they discussed the new home, new baby. They've been in the new home, I believe, for a while, unless they moved again, and I just completely forgot. But I think they've been back in LA for a while now. They have the new baby. They talk about Maryse has since re-signed with WWE, which might be news. I didn't know about that, so I'm not sure in what role, if it's a Legends type of deal or like an on-air active performer type deal. She didn't really specify, but I thought that was interesting. Another piece of info they actually disclose here is that Mrs. Dad George has actually since moved in with them to help out with the kids along with Barbara, which I think they're divorced, but not 100% sure. But he's there as well now too, meaning there's going to be a whole lot more George in the remainder of season 2, which is cool. So then, Maryse plucked one of Mrs. nose hairs to end off that beginning part of the episode, which was weird. So the very start of the episode, they hold something called the Sip and See for Madison, which I've never heard of before. It sounds ridiculous. I guess it's like a post-baby shower type thing. It's like the baby shower after the baby's already born, and which would have been completely inconsequential, but Dolph Ziggler's there, Ryan Cabrera, Alexa Bliss's girlfriend and close fiance, Alexa Bliss's future husband, I believe, and a close friend of the Miz. Tito Ortiz is there, which was really random. Didn't know he was close with either Miz or Maryse, but I guess so. Obviously, Dolph is there, and Dolph's a great friend of, very close friend of Miz. So Maryse, this is where they kind of talk about how they want to revamp the entire house, and she wants to change parts of the house. Miz doesn't want to change anything. He says sacrifices have to be made, and he wanted a urinal, doesn't get a urinal, so that means that they're not going to install this giant castle bed that Maryse really wants for the two kids. And so Miz comes home from being on the road, and Maryse says that he ruins the system that she has going whenever she comes home, which he then challenges her, listen, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all this other shit, and I'll just give you the time off, and we'll see how difficult it actually is. So Miz doesn't actually do this stuff. He just hangs out with the kids and has Marjo do everything for him. George, in the meantime, attempts to build, a new castle bed for the kids. Doesn't exactly come out well, not very well put together, so they try to do something else instead. George says that they can try to make money off their old stuff, including lampshades, toilets, stuff like that, and he can help sell it because he's really savvy and good with stuff like that. As long as he wants 30%, Maryse ultimately settles on 5%, but he agrees to do it anyway. So, like I said, Miz asks Marjo to do everything, and then when Maryse asks for an update from Miz, as to how everything's kind of going and whatever, he said they did it together. So Marjo hears this, feels that Miz is taking too much credit when he actually did nothing at all. So she completely steps out of the picture and says that she's going on strike from helping Miz, which was great. So George tells Maryse that he has a guy that he can help sell all this stuff. And Maryse is kind of skeptical, but he comes up with something called Whiz on Miz, which is just the toilets that they had in their house they had to get rid of when they renovated, with Miz's face on the inside of them, which is pretty great. And he wants to sell them for like $2,000 a piece, I guess. It's just incredibly stupid, but exactly something I would expect George to do. Meanwhile, Miz admits that it's getting more and more difficult to handle two kids than he originally thought. And then Maryse is trying to get him out of the house to go do errands with the daughters, with their two kids and Marjo, so she can transport the toilets. And Miz is confident he could do all the errands at once, even without Marjo. Even though she goes with them, she doesn't really help. That's when Monroe eats dog food, and Miz is like, oh, hopefully Maryse doesn't find out about this. A minor setback, he calls it, but not too big of a deal. But he's still pretty confident he can get everything done. So Maryse, while they're selling all their stuff from the house, all this old garbage, she finds even more things that she can sell without Miz knowing. And why she doesn't tell Miz, I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't be on board with it. I'm not sure. So Miz, while they're at Costco, actually loses Marjo in the store, which was pretty funny. And then the food falls out of the back of the car, and he gets really, really flustered. And that's when he admits to himself, I probably need more Jo than I think, and I probably shouldn't take her for granted, and then they kind of get back on good terms. So then Miz and Marjo, while they're back on their way to the house, they actually pass Maurice and George, who are in like a van with all the shit in the back. They passed them on the highway, and Miz thought that he saw her. And the only thing that he finds out from his mom, who's back at the house, is that they actually left in some sort of a van with some stuff. And Miz is like, that's a little weird. So he gets suspicious, uses the Find My iPhone thing, tracks her down to a place called Mr. Stuff, which he has no idea what it is. Come to find out, Maurice is selling all these toilets and all this other shit with her signature on them. Miz finds out, initially like shocked about the whole thing, but when he finds out they're selling for $1,600, he says, hey, that's actually a great idea, let's make some money off this shit. And he tells Maurice that everything went well with the kids, even though, in reality, they did not. But to end the episode, they show that the huge castle bed did come in, and it looks great, it's just huge. So Maurice wants to extend their bedroom or something to make room for the big castle bed, and Miz isn't really on board with it until he finds out that she got him a brand new urinal, which I guess is something that he's always wanted, which I kind of mentioned at the beginning of the episode review. And he tries out the urinal. Thankfully, we don't really see much of that at all, which is good. I don't need to see that. But yeah, Miz has this weird fascination with urinals, so he gets a urinal for Maurice as a gift, which more power to him, I guess. I don't know if it's a guy thing. I've never wanted a urinal myself, but I just thought that was a little weird, but very, very funny though. I thought that was great. So a good episode of Miz and Mrs. this week, season 2, episode 11, Miz-ter Mom. Again, airing on Thanksgiving. I think the next episode airs on next Thursday. I think they're done with the Monday night episodes after Raw, so the next one airs next week. And it might be a two-parter. They might be airing 2 episodes at once. I'm not sure. But either way, the next review of the show will be up whenever, the next day, 2 days, whatever. Usually I put up these on Sunday after they air on Thursdays. And if it goes up on Monday, the review goes up on Tuesday. So check out all the other Miz and Mrs. reviews in the description box down below here on the channel, Network and Show. Like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. And hit that bell button as well to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.